wanted to take just a minute to talk about transparencies and how we use those inside of SOLIDWORKS. I also wanted to talk about some of the reasons you might want to avoid transparencies as well. So in this case, you can see I've got a pretty simple universal joint that's been built here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the bracket component transparent. Now there's a couple different ways that I can do that. I can either access that from the tree, and you see we have an option to change transparency. This can also be accessed from the graphics area as well, just by clicking on the component. But let's talk real quick about how we work within transparencies. So you'll note that now my bracket itself is transparent, so I can see through it. And with parts that are transparent, if we select on a face or a surface that has another component below it that is not transparent, SOLIDWORKS is going to allow us to select directly through that transparent face in order to pick the face of the component that we're hovering over. Now, if we don't want to pick the component underneath it, and maybe we do want to pick the transparent face, hovering over that face, holding the Shift key, allows us to select just the transparent face when we pick it. So again, to select through it, we simply click on the transparent face. To select the transparent face, we hold Shift and make the same selection. The other way we can actually select the transparent face is if there's nothing behind it. Here you'll see in this scenario we have a little bit of this yoke behind my bracket. And so if I click at this point, it's going to select the yoke, but if I hover over here, now it's going to select the transparent face. Now, what are some of the reasons we may not want to use transparencies? In this case, this is a small assembly, so it's not really going to tax SOLIDWORKS that much. But one thing you'll notice is while we do have a component transparent, we're seeing not only the outward faces that are directly facing us, but we also see some of those internal edges and faces and radii that we wouldn't normally see. And so now anytime we rotate the model or zoom in, SOLIDWORKS is now having to redraw both the internal structure of our component and the external structure at the same time. So it just adds a little more complexity to what you're asking SOLIDWORKS to do. There are times when transparencies are very useful, but just know that depending on the part you're using, they can cause extra graphic load on SOLIDWORKS. So that's a little bit about transparencies. Hope you can use them. Thanks.